Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful Monday with us on Live with Lloyd. And today we have a new month, which brings about a new numerical energy, which is why I have my distinguished colleague that we've been knowing for over 40 years, Brother Francis Revels-Bey. We are really kindred in a lot of ways, both musicians, both dealt in the martial arts, things like that. So anyway, I'm going to have him on in just a minute. And as you see, I'm going to give the forecast. As you see, though, Live with Lloyd with the joy of numerology is joy of learning and enlightenment. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you notice, I've added another addition, and that is LWL, which is Live with Lloyd, or Lloyd Strayhorn will never DM you with a message. And only because evidently two of my sites were hacked last week with messages. And in fact, by the way, let me get this straight. First of all, it's Monday, May 1st, 2023. The sun is in Taurus, the moon is in Virgo. So there's definitely an earthy energy going out today. Mercury is still retrograde until the 14th, so we got 13 more days to go. It is a new universal month. It's a 3 universal month. It's a new universal week, which is a 4, and it's a new universal day, which is also a 4. So for those of you who happen to be under the sign of Aquarius, Leo, Aries, all born on the 1st, 4th, 10th, 13th, 19th, 22nd, 28th, or 31st of the month, this is important. Now, we'll say there are going to be a couple of house rules. Let me first get this straight with you. Last week, I was told by 2 of my viewers, in fact, one I had as a guest, that you were getting this in your emails under my name. As I said at that time, I didn't even know how to DM somebody, much less this. And so if you had clicked on this, so if you see this, I don't know whether it's still floating around, but if so, don't click on it, which is why I now make this statement every month, every week when I come on, or every time I come on. Live with Lloyd or Lloyd Strayhorn will never DM you with a message. So if you see this, don't click on it. Now, if you click on it, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So this is very important. In fact, my guest and I were talking about that. Without further ado, let me bring my buddy on. Okay. First of all, before I bring him on, yesterday I was visited by a very good friend. If you notice, the neck piece is different because I want to show you what he gave me. He came in the pouring rain with this. It is an amethyst. Okay. And if you look at the back of it, it was wine and copper, which is good for the blood. And then all of these are stones too. So anyway, this was presented to me yesterday by Ricardo Bentham. Ricardo Bentham is the father of my 2 goddaughters, him and Jennifer Kirkland Bentham. It's Sarah, which I've interviewed the mother twice, and he was on the second time with her. And their newest addition to the family, the Bentham family, Selah. So Sarah is going on 4, and believe it or not, Selah is going on 4 months. So one is going on 4 years, one is going on 4 months, but they assigned me as their godfather, and I take the role seriously. He got this at an event somewhere, I think in Long Island. I'm going to have the person who did this on as a guest soon. The gentleman is also an author, but this is so heavy. And I promised him, I said, you know what, Ricardo, since you came through the pouring rain yesterday to bring me this as a gift from the family, I'm going to make sure I wear it today. It is beautiful. It is far more beautiful than you can see on here. But I just want to thank him very, very much for that. And I promised I would tell him. Anyway, let me bring on my very special guest. Okay. Brother Revels-Bey, how we doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, I will say this. There are house rules. I know people get excited about trying to get a reading. I'm going to be more specific the next time with the house rule. One of them is this. If you try to get in more than twice, I'm going to ask the moderators to block you. Not that I want to block you, but I think one time I had as many as one person try to send about 7 or 8 messages of their birthday, and that throws me off. And so that is not so. In order to be fair to everybody, I'm saying I can understand the excitement. I would probably do the same thing too if I'm trying to get through twice. And if you're blessed for one of us or the guests to get through to you, fine. But with me being on at least twice a week, you'll get a chance. All you got to do is subscribe and come back. All righty. So with that, Brother Revels-Bey, how you doing? By the way, we talked about you also had a similar incident that was a kind of like a fake scam notice. What was yours?
Well, it was a guy out of India that had the nerve to have his face up. And what he was doing was he was selling his SSL and all of that stuff, piggybacking through all my websites, even up on, I think, on YouTube. And what he did was when I would click on his face, it wouldn't contact him. So I'd have to go through and actually delete the message that I saw each and every time. He was on my LinkedIn, he was on my Twitter. He only thing he didn't get into was TikTok, but he was trying, and couldn't even send him an email as to, just write in your own account. You don't have to write somebody else's to sell your
Well,
business.
we must be doing well. That's what it says.
Yeah,
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery or flattery,
yeah.
however they use that phraseology.
Yeah, and I always get the other people if I broadcast on my own YouTube, they'll put porn links up in there.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Last week
crazy.
I said to people, to these people who do this,
Hmm.
one, don't you have something else better to do with your time? Two, it takes away from all the energy they're putting into doing this. It would appear that they would use that same energy to follow their purpose, their goal,
Right,
their
right.
objectives. So it's a way. So you and I, we come out the mean streets or whatever of New York City. So shaming doesn't work for us. That
No.
that it doesn't work. So I'm just saying that it was waste your time. But so if y'all can find somebody else to go to and do this with, so now you see why every week I'm going to make sure that Live with Lloyd or LWL or Lloyd Strayhorn or LS will never ever send you a DM. Uh,
Hmm.
I guess that's direct message or whatever that's supposed to be.
Right.
Well, I'll never send you that. And Brother Francis will never send you that too. So now that we got that out the way, how we doing, my brother? What you been up to?
Well, I've been, the last time I was on, I said I was going to do a maybe 12 to 18 week course based on my book, The Key to Life is Numerology. And I put out in the ethers I only wanted 12 students, only because I know I get long winded. And sure enough, I've gone long winded. Two or three of those classes have gone almost 3 hours instead of the 90 minutes they're supposed to
Yeah,
be
but
up
we've been
there.
doing this for quite a while, so we kind of
And
have a lot to
so
say.
I wound up getting 11 students, and they're really, one of the people is an engineer, and I was flattered to know that this woman's an engineer in my numerology course. And so it started February the 1st, is on a Wednesday. It's going to end this month on Wednesday the 31st. And then right after that, the week after that, starting on June the 7th, the class is booked to about just 6 people. I'm going to be teaching my selenite book, all about selenite, and that's going to run 11 weeks. But I will be teaching it again later on. So, you know, people won't have to, like, I missed, how can I get it? Or I'll have to wait. I'm working on some other projects, like taking this numerology course once it's done and splitting the class
You're
into,
not taking it, you're giving it. Is that what you
yeah,
mean?
yeah. And I'm going to divide the classes into bundles so they could buy the part that they want. If they only want one thing, like on Pinnacles and Challenges, then they could buy that
That's
and
smart.
have
That's
some,
smart,
and
Rebel.
that's all. Then they can go at their own pace, and then when they're ready, they can go buy another segment. So I'm working on that right now. I don't know when it's going to be done, but I'm going to try to get it done before we get into the middle of the summer. I also have a course coming up. Well, this one, it goes for 11 weeks. That's the selenite, just about loaded. And this one here, Decreeing It Shall Be, is going to be for 6 weeks, and it's going to kick off on a Thursday night, July the 20th, and run till August 17th at 8 p.m.
Well, here's
So,
what we do. I'm going to do something a little different. Normally, I wait to the end to show your books, but I'm going
right,
to show your books now so you can explain everything to people, some of the books that will be used in the course, okay? So
right.
I'm going to start with the very first one that came out the gate that I have in my collection. Tell us
Yeah,
about this one.
this is the first book that talked about how I got into all of this, how my third eye opened up in college, how my mother was my first metaphysical spiritual teacher, and I didn't know it until after I graduated from high school and got into college. I realized she no joke, man. She's seeing things. She's no joke. She's definitely seeing a whole lot of stuff and actually guided me because at one point I almost all of the sly racism that was going on. I almost said, "Heck, I'm just going to drop out of college. I can't be stressed." I was in there as an art major, and she said, "No, this is your destiny. You saw the vision that you would be at this school, and you're going to complete it in the designated time, and you're going to win."
Thank
So,
God for mothers like your mom, okay?
yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, hey, I'd rather complete the course and have her chase me down at 5'3".
Oh, yeah, my mother was short too. She said, that don't mean nothing. And I
So
got the hint right away as soon as she said it.
yeah, and that book actually was a shorter version, 22 chapters. When I came out here, I added another 12 chapters in, and those chapters
So
happen to
this
deal
book has
with
actually been updated.
yeah. So it was updated in 2017, but originally written in 2004.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I didn't know how to do inquiries with that, so I was out there on the street. People was paying for the manuscript, $33 a pop.
Brother, I've been on the streets too. You know, I feel you on this one.
you
Now,
know
this is your second book. Tell us
yeah,
about this.
that's the second book. That's the very first time that I channeled a book completely. Nothing's on paper other than when it came time to do it chapter by chapter. It's called The Wisdom of Akhenaten as I Am, and it's my remembrance of being around him during the time when he had his temple, he and Nefertiti.
I need
And
to ask you, when you
yes,
said you channeled it, can you reveal to us what you did? Was it in meditation or was it
well,
in?
I'm very much into meditation. I've been into meditation since 1971 when I was in the middle of my freshman year in college. So I've studied different types. I've sat in Zen halls. I've was actually went up to Monticello and was asked to teach. There. Through one of the monks up there at a school. And I said, "Well, what can I teach you guys?" He said, "Well, I sat in on one of your guided meditations. It'd be a great treat, to have our monks have a guided meditation since it's the weekend of just sitting in silence. So they can't talk, they just can receive." So it was pretty cool to do that. That was
What
back in the early
question?
90s.
Can just briefly, what is meditation and what is the benefit for those people who hear it, but do
Hmm.
they really understand it? So, from your experience since 1971, since back in
Right.
the day, that's nearly
Yeah.
that's 52 years, I do believe.
Yes, 52 years. I got involved because I noticed I still would carry the bad temper. Um,
You?
my blood pressure would kick up like several because I wasn't a physical fighter. So, what guided me was meditation. From meditation to Tai Chi and all those things helped me out. I wasn't trying to be a Kumite fighter to get in tournaments. I just wanted to chill me out. I wanted to get to a state of being just calm and not and being focused. So meditation is the act of finding your center of being. But the question is being who? That is the question to be answered. And so it's being in a state of peace, harmony, and happiness with yourself, and then with your surroundings, and then with the universe. It also puts you in a position to be in touch with your higher self, which I'm working on book number 7 coming out maybe 2024, 2025, devoted to meditation and the different
Excellent.
pathways in which you can assess your higher self.
I think if people get more into meditation, they can find their center. And
Yeah, you can find your
understand.
center, you can improve a lot of different things. I've had when I lived back on Long Island, I had a lot of psychotherapists and mental health therapists who were my clients.
Really?
And they were, yeah, because they get stressed out by helping everybody, so they heard about through some people that taught hard style ninjutsu. People were coming to me for meditation, and they would tell their therapist, and then their therapist invited me to take handle some of their clients. And I still have one lady now, Dr. Karen Lynn Siegel. She has sent me so many people over the years, and she's a mental health person, and she has sent many of her clients for me to help just with meditation. So you could chill yourself out, you can get centered. The deeper you go, the longer you sit, and
Mm-hmm.
after a
Mm-hmm.
while, what feels like if you're in meditation for an hour, you come out and it'll feel minutes, but you've been in there an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, absolutely still in meditation. But it opens up your energy centers to yourself. So I do actually two types: interactive, which is my creative pathwork meditation series, where I use color rays connected to your chakras that are designed to relax different parts of your body, as they say.
Well, when I have you back on another time up the road before this year is over, it's going
Yeah.
to be exclusively to guide our viewers in meditation
Yeah.
because things are so stressful. Now, what about this book, The Gift? I like
This
the
book,
title.
when I got finished doing the Akhenaten book, channeling it, took 3 months. So that's like 8 hours a day, coming here writing. And there was a section in the Akhenaten book called The Path of the Cobra. And I remember, even from the times back in the Tree of Life, when there was a lot of people teaching about Egyptian philosophies, I was
Yeah.
always go, well, what's that with the serpent or the snake? And nobody could tell me anything. But in the Akhenaten book, he told me the pharaohs had to awaken their kundalini, and they had to go to 3 or 4 revolutions throughout their lifetime to open themselves up. So that way they could be more prophetic for themselves to see the future or destiny of their nation. So after completing that, I had a dream where Nefertiti rushed into my home and said, with her hands on her hip, "What do you think this is? The men's club?" I was there too. Yeah, it's just not you and him. And so I said, "Well, what am I going to call your book?" She said, "It'll be like a gift." And then it hit The Gift. And when I,
Wow.
I did a
That's,
meditation and I
mm-hmm.
opened myself up, and she gave me the titles to all the chapters like Akhenaten did. And they're
Wow.
intertwined. So, yeah, they
Well, the
talk
sister
about
ain't gonna be
selenite
left
in both
out.
of the
God bless
books.
her. I'm glad she got you straight there for a second.
Yeah,
No,
it got me
I know
real straight on that.
that. Now, this book,
That's a
Decree
decree, and
and
it
It
shall
Shall
be.
Be.
Speak as I am. That's the third course I'm teaching for 6 weeks, coming up on July 17th to August the no July 20th to August 17th this year. People need to email me because I can let you know what the prices are. You can go to my website and you can find them there as well, except for maybe the selenite one. But
Question: Can people purchase this book on Amazon or other
Yeah. Well, all they got to
major
do when they go to my
bookstores?
website,
Mhm.
and there's a purple link across the top that says books on Amazon. You click on it, and it'll bring you to the page, and you'll see some of the books that you had just showed everybody. But if you go all the way down, you'll see the links for all 6 books, and you
All
can click
right.
on them, and it'll take you right to Amazon.
And this is the newest edition out the family.
Yeah, out the family. That's the key to life is numerology. I'm in the midst of completing an 18-week course online, and a lot of your people had popped on when I was here the last time in February or
Yay.
January that I was going to teach
Yay.
it.
Thank
They
you.
latched on it. They can definitely tell everybody that it's a blessing. After we do the initial class, we go a little deeper into other metaphysical things, all connected to numerology on a very deep level. So they can tell you they're getting a lot out of it. It was well worth the ride. And this is the one that I am going to work on. I got to take my time, but instead of teaching the course live again, because all these other courses are coming up, I'm going to put the 12 classes into bundles. So either you buy one set of 3 or one set of 4. So it'll be, 4 times 3 or 3 times 4. You buy the set you want, for a nice price. It won't even cost you a lot, and you can study at your own pace.
Well, one thing about you, you've always been fair, and obviously greed is definitely not our mainstay with this. But the
Hmm.
knowledge is priceless. That's all I can say.
Well,
Now,
it's giving a lot and teaching a lot, and I've learned some other things about myself as being a teacher. Teaching. This is the first time that I'm teaching two different kinds of ways at the same time.
really,
Yeah,
okay.
usually back in the day, I was the technician showing you how to be, but now I'm actually channeling in to the group that's there live. One of the blessings for everybody that paid in, I told them I'm not going to test anybody, but I want you to make as many classes as you can because it's a lot. As the way I teach is I throw everything but the kitchen sink at you, and you're just going to go through, but you're going to realize you already know something about numbers
Well, you
before you
have
take the
nearly
course.
50 years of experience like this. And that's why I was saying between the both of us, just you and I alone, equals at least 100 or a little over 100 years of experience.
Yeah, well, what I've done with this course is um, all the people that paid in when each class is recorded live. Every class is recorded live. So once the class closes out that evening, I get it converted and then I send it out so they have something to go with along with the book. So they get to see how everything was going down in the class. Everybody's getting their questions answered. And it's an interactive class. It's not just me teaching. I've
Yeah,
invited people,
yeah.
whatever levels of expertise. I have a woman there who's deft at Hellenic astrology, and she comes in with some things that I might say. A couple of them are deft with the metaphysical side of the Bible. They come in with some stuff. We have some fun, man. It's like.
No, I know how you operate. We've been knowing each other long enough. And that's why to this day, and as you said, we met officially at the Tree of
Tree
Life or
of
the
Bookstore,
they call it the UCLA
L.A. of Harlem.
University of the corner of Lenox Avenue and 125th Street in Harlem. And I met
Yes,
you on
and
November the 7th of 1978.
yeah, and the beauty of it was I would tell people the universe, and they would go up there and get on the paper. I don't see no university here, but I see a building with Egyptian face. I said that's the building. just walk right in. I said the two people that you see there, they're right inside the store.
Huge. It was a huge facility, a
Oh
huge
my
enough
gosh.
line with books and teachers of all mindsets. It was just and Queen Afua came out of there. I mean, a whole lot of people that went on to establish themselves came out of that UCLA, which is the university on the corner of Lenox Avenue, which is 125th Street. So
Yeah,
I'm glad that
and
we maintain our relationship because when I had my radio show, you were the first guest on the show, and when I ended it, you were the last guest on the show, and when I
yeah.
came to do this, you were the first guest to start it off. So our synergy and our energy is always the same. Now, my friend,
Mhm.
what do you need before we open up the phone to our
Well, I'm gonna let my ancestors interact, which means my late mother, my grandmother come through giving information. So all I would like to do is everybody always wants to know what their personal year number is, so they don't have to give me the year. Don't give me the birth year. Just give me the birth month and the birthday.
now? What about if they got a question about relationships, career, this, that, and the other, or comparing boyfriend met girlfriend, girlfriend met boyfriend? What about that?
Well, if they want a comparison, then they should give me the year. There's something I can figure out called the angle of destiny, and then that's when I would need their birth year.
All right, so I'm ready to get this party started. Okay, let's go. Um, you're gonna go to okay. Tiffany read out the gave a donation. Thanks so much, Tiffany Gordon. She didn't give a birthday, but It's okay. We will do that. Let's see something. All right. Thanks so much for that, Tiffany. Let's see. Hold. I think. Hold on. I stand corrected. The same Tiffany that I just got. I'm scrolling back, and she
Okay.
said she would love a reading. I believe I'm in a personal year 11. My eyes have been driving me crazy. She's born April the 18th. Now I do have the year if you want to know.
Yeah, give me the year.
Yeah, 1982.
Okay.
And she wants to know if she has an 11 destiny. Now,
Okay.
and in fact, speaking of that, there are several ways that you get a destiny. There is a particular way that I do it. May I ask how you do it to determine if that's the case?
To get the destiny.
To
Yeah,
find out
I
whether
always add
you're living on 22.
the birth month 4 to 18. Okay, so that would give you 22, and then you add that to 1982.
No. That's her destiny. She says she believes her personal year. Now
Oh,
she's
the personal year. Yeah,
yes.
when you do the personal year, I take the because her birthday is already passed, so she's right in what I would normally do. So when I would add this, I would get the 418, 4 plus 18. So I would get a 22 hidden in there. And now I would add that to 2023 because 2023 is a 7.
All
So yeah,
right.
you will see a master number in there.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you how I got
Yeah,
it. Okay.
master number 11.
For some reason, this is the way I was taught, and this is it here. See how I did it?
Uh-huh.
So, the way they used to teach you in elementary school before all this new math technique came into
Right.
position. I took her month and day, then underneath it, instead of the year she's born in 1982, I took
Right.
the year this presently, added
Right.
my columns down, added across, and I
Hmm.
can read.
Yeah,
Tiffany.
I have the same thing. It's just what it is I never cover it from January through. To me, it takes off from the birth date and goes all the way around to the day before the birth date of the following year.
Okay, I see you, Jackie Levine, and Brandon got the same issues, but we're going to work with that later. But the point is,
Yeah, Brad and I were laughing about that. He said, "Yeah, Lloyd, we're gonna be throwing tomatoes at each other with numbers in them."
okay, so we agree she's an 11 personal year. How you got
Yeah,
yours? How I got mine? At least we're on the same page. So, what
yeah,
does that mean for Tiffany? And thanks so much, Tiffany, for bearing with
yeah.
us.
Thank you for that. Being an 11 personal year, and one of the things is a lot, and this is a gut feeling that's coming in. Because I said my ancestors are going to operate, so um, there is a situation where she needs to definitely pay attention to the things that she is starting to feel other than just see. Okay. So that 18, which is a 9, like under the Chaldean system, we'd be using a compound number. That 18 is the 18th tarot trump card, which is called the moon. So she should be paying attention to dreams. And sometimes she's going to have some visions that are going to pop in. That 11, that master number 11, even though most of us don't reduce it, but I do it, it's got that 2 sitting underneath. So there might be some nervousness with the stomach area going on. And 2 is a water element. That might
Mhm.
go into sinus issues a little bit. That can kind of, get into where the eyes are. I'm also picking up there's a great deal of stress that she's actually living under, a lot of stress. And I don't think it just started. I think it's been in the last 6 or 7 years. She's just been under a lot of stress and strain, and that can also affect the eyes. She may even wear a pair of eyeglasses. Maybe she might have to get her prescription changed.
But that makes sense to me, Revels-Bey, because if she's an 11, it's composed of two ones, and one rules the sun, which governs the eyes. And it means that
Hmm.
that is the case. It's probably more her left eye than her right eye. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I would think. And since 11, and you're talking about underneath it being a 2, which is, would you recommend that she also increase her water intake? or
Yeah,
any
yeah.
high
You
water content,
don't.
like watermelon, cantaloupes, juices,
Mhm.
juices, stuff like that?
Yeah, a lot of astrologers have been telling me some things where there's a lot of solar flare activity going on, a lot of pressure. The Earth's rotation is speeding up, and so people are going to get more sensitive to all of that on so many deeper levels. Um, the spirit of my mother tells me to tell her not just drink water, but learn how to energize it. Not just drink the fruits, energize it.
How did
So
she do that? How would
she
she
could
do
do
that?
that. Well, when we used to pray over our food, that was the first way to energize things. So
True,
that's the first
true, true,
intention is your
true.
own prayer over your food. So while she's preparing her meals, she should be thinking how she wants those meals to benefit her body, her eyes, and so forth. She might need a lot of B's, vitamin B's.
That is so cool. This one we got Secret Glow. Nope, let me see. Secret Glow. She says, greetings. She would love a reading. Her birthday is June the 16th of 1991.
Okay. Well, she's got that 16. Those who have the number 16, be very careful about getting pulled into situations where people have their own relationship issues. They want you to take sides. So you wind up being in a very unusual triangular situation. One person will confide in you, and then the other person wants to turn against you because they want you to be there, so on. So try to like walk the thin line. What is very interesting here with her, I might as well give her destiny number here, and her
That would
destiny
be a,
number
go ahead.
her destiny number is a 6.
Yep,
And
yep.
so if she had maybe some Libra or Taurus people around her, she would learn very much what the 6 is. But right now she really needs to pay attention to principles, the principles that she carries through life, and also be more loyal to herself. Do more for herself first than for other people. The key phrase is self-care nowadays. So take advantage of self-care. She has an ability with art, and she will get some dreams that come to her, and she might have the ability to foretell things, but
All
she
right.
needs to like develop the skill.
All right. I want to just give a say hello to a, hold on. How did I get this? One thing about this is Sister Maya Jackson wanted to say hi to her. Also to Steve and Carol Williams out in Chicago. So these are a lot of people that we that are always supporting the show each month. Now this one is from a Ricky S. They said
Hmm.
they would love a reading. Now Ricky, I see, has done this twice. I'm telling you, I instructed my moderator, if you do it more than twice, you will be blocked. I don't want to block you, but in all fairness, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people coming on. My moderators for Monday and Wednesday tell you I try to read everybody when I'm on there. They always make it clear. Reality check, Lloyd. You can't read everybody. My attitude is why not? Because of time elements. But what would you say for Ricky? All righty.
Okay. Well,
Now,
what is
January
very
24th.
interesting for Ricky, uh, on his birthday this year, he entered a 5 personal year. And that's about communication, freedom, changes, but it's also for himself that a lot of people are watching Ricky. So you have to be careful how you speak your mind to other people. Everybody's trying to put you in check, more or less, as to what you say or what you haven't said. And your destiny number is very unique. Your destiny number is a 25, which is a 7. That's about seeking the truth. But just like the person had the 6 destiny, the 7 destiny with a 25, you need to take more time in self study and self analysis and be your best doctor for yourself. And you need some rest. When I tune into the birth date, I get like a headache. So he might be with high blood pressure issues developing. I don't know why. I'm just feeling it.
So in other words, you might recommend that he get in, and because you know we men are kind of like as not as astute or sharp as women who get regular checkups. We might get it only when we feel bad. That might be every 2, 3 years or whatever the case is.
Yeah, he just needs to check his stress levels more so than anything else. Stress levels.
Okay, I knew that this is back to my who I told you, my
Right.
Jacuda Jackson. She gave her birthday is September the 13th.
Right. It's interesting. She's born 1957. That's a 22
Yes,
for,
yes,
you
yeah,
know. Then check this out. 9 plus 13 is 22, which is a 4, which would then say her destiny number is a 44,
which is an 8. Yes,
which is an
exactly
8.
right.
So
Exactly.
master number 44. So what that tells me, she's definitely into understanding divine order, personal order, community order, things just being in the right place as they should. She's not a stickler for order in her home, but more relaxed. And she has a very strong inventive nature. That 13 is like a Scorpio 4. So she can be very intense, but she also has some strong ethics and gifts for herself. And also, she will enter, well, from last year, which was a universal 6, she was in a 1 personal year. Right now, she's still in a 1, and then it'll shift into a 2 for her.
No, I see an 11. I see she'll be entering it. She's okay. Here's what we need to do. I'm going to get this straight one way or the other. I'm going to have a show where you're going to be on, Jackie Levine's going to be on, and Brandon's going to be on, and the four of us are going to get this straight once and for all. That means she's got to wait all the way to September for her 11 to kick in. Is that what you're
Yeah, because
saying?
she was born on 9/13. On September, she was born 9/13.
That I got. But we'll go into this. This is we're gonna save this for a show so we can make sure. Because
Yeah.
what I do is so that means so she's in a brand new year. Okay. So that to me, if she is in an 11 personal year and this is the month of May, she would be in a 7. But you're saying based on that, she would be in a 6. Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah, because from last year's birthday, she's in a 1. Her birthday hasn't arrived yet. So she's in a 1 plus of last
I don't
year's
know.
birthday.
Well, listen, I'm always open. Okay. I don't know everything. All right. But I think we need to hash this out once
Audience,
for
don't
all.
listen. All right.
Okay. Thanks for getting me straight, brother. Thanks for getting me straight. Okay, good. Now let me switch up here and let me see. This is from the Jackson Life Group. Greetings. Can you please tell me their days of the week? And speaking of the 11, they happen to be born on the 11th.
Yeah, that's my late mother's birthday, August the 11th. So that's a very powerful number, the 11, and that's visions, dreams that come to that organizational name. And also, when you have a double digit, like the master number within the year that you see, that usually tells me that the individual may change their mind often. So when they
Interesting.
have to do very important decisions, it's important to let your partners know that sometimes you might change up last minute. You don't mean to hurt anything. They just pick up something slightly different that's going on in the ethers. So they have to kind of work with that. And that 1977, that's a 6. So
And that's a
they,
double digit year she's born in too.
yeah, double digit year. So if I'm getting this right, um, her the life path number or destiny number is an 8, dealing with financial situations. Is you call it Jackson Life Group, so like insurance and things of that nature. And right now, for me, the way I kind of look at it, uh, be a 9 personal, or actually an 8 personal year on August the 11th. So, and then an 8 personal year and an 8 destiny. That's going to be very powerful. Very,
Um,
very, a lot of good energy should come out of this for
Now,
this
this person
group.
asked a question. Bricks Gaming. They says, "Where is the Akhenaten book? They can't find it. Is it
Okay, it's on Amazon. If you
But you
go
said
to
go to your website, that'll click the link to get them to that book. Is that
yeah,
correct?
if you read all the way down, it's in there. The link is there for it, and I talk about it.
Okay, good enough. Good
But
enough.
if they go to directly to Amazon.com, they could highlight my name and they'll see. So go actually you go in there and look for the wisdom of Akhenaten as I am with my last name. And it should come up.
Okay, now this is interesting. This is a daughter, I mean a mother and son. She's born on March the 19th, and her son is born on October the 14th.
Yeah, very powerful. The birth year of the mother is a 20.
Yeah,
Okay, and then the 19 is the son. So
that's
she
25.
yeah, so she really strives to. You got it as a 25.
1987.
Oh, you're talking about the child.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah,
when you did the son, I mean the mother, I automatically then went looked the year of the son. That's 25/7. That's all.
yeah.
That's how
Okay,
my brain works.
okay. Well, that's interesting because now they got 25. The year is a 25. Which then produces a 50, which is a 5. So that's the son will be dealing with a lot of communication energies. I almost feeling like a sense of rebirth and a dramatic breakthrough that will happen for the son, and they could work later in life. They could work with marketing, networking, sales. They could be very creative, creating apps and things like that, doing some type of design work. And the design doesn't have to be tech either. They can go into the fields of architect. The mother is carrying a very strong vibration here, and she is operating with a 6 destiny number. So what I wanted to do here, 19 to the 6 is the 25/7 that's sitting there, and then 14, which is 5, to the 50, which is a 1, and they're shared. They both could work with the number 7.
Hmm.
So if she's trying to like relay information, get quiet first, tune in, and go with her gut feeling is telling her to do. They will be able to relate very well with each other.
Okay, good. And this is hold on. And this is my buddy here, Stephen Williams, out of Chicago. He and Carol, every single, I think from Jump Street, every single week they have been so supportive, and I thank them very much. So I'm just saying, I try to acknowledge people. There's so many of you. If I try to acknowledge everybody, it'd take up the whole show. So I
Mm-hmm.
can't do that. But those that are on the regular, I just want to give you your props too. All righty. So now let's go the other way. Let's go with Bricks Gaming. Did we just answer this question? He also just made a donation. Thank you, sir. He's born May the 15th. Sincerely would appreciate a reading. Thank you. May the
Mm-hmm.
15th, 1995.
Okay. So May 15th. Very interesting. Powerhouse there. Got a 20 floating underneath when you go 5 to 15, which is 20. But born in 1995, and that's also a 6. A lot of people have sixes running around here tonight. You
Yeah,
notice
yeah,
that? A lot
yeah.
of sixes.
But we're in
And
the period of the six, which is Taurus.
yeah, and the 15 is when we equate it to, let's say, the major arcana of the Tarot, that's a number that deals with capitalism, finances, the physical body,
Yeah.
and stuff. And that 15, like this person needs a lot, shouldn't be rushed into making any decisions. They really need to take their time and work on things that they want to work on, and they also will have an, if I'm correct here, yeah, they're gonna have an 8 destiny number. So their thing is about learning how to work with finances. I'm hearing history for some reason. I don't know why. I'm hearing history, and I get like this moving image. So they might be doing something with documentaries in the future.
All right. Good. Please let us know. Now, this one is from Sandy Ann Dunkley, who is born on October the 7th of 1980.
Wow. Well, we know that 1980 is a 9,
Yeah.
okay, and
Yeah.
then she's born the 10, so that's the one. Well, people born, it'd be interesting if I should say this. Usually, people born in the first month and the 10th month always had to like grow up real fast and be on their own, out of the house or their own apartment, or to live with an older sibling or
Yep.
older parent,
Yep.
such.
Yep.
And they usually survive. They do quite well in life. Not everybody can do that right off the bat, have their own apartment by 19, or they go off to college and they like their independency and they say, I like this. I'm just going to keep going with this.
Well,
And so,
it's interesting because I will say that when a person is either born on January or in the 10th month is October, I'll tell them probably they were out on their own between their 19th and 22nd birthday,
mm-hmm,
almost always on a scale of
mm-hmm,
1 to 10, about 8 or 9, I get a yes.
mm, mm. And what is interesting with her life path is a 17. I got it as a 17-8. It could be a 26-8. I was just doing it real fast. And so also learning how to deal with finances, traditional things. Watch out for tension around the ankles and the knees and the bones. Be very careful. And if never have studied yoga, start looking into it. All kinds of yoga be very, very helpful to help her relax the body and the mind. And her angle of destiny is a 6. So you should get into studying the different cultures of foods from around the world. You could probably work with a magazine, food journalist or critic.
That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Okay, we have another one, Doris Smith. A general reading, please. She's October the 7th of 55. And her,
August 7th.
yeah, August 7th, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Mm. There's another double master number. See, you get that digit at the end. So that birth
55 you're
year,
referring to, right?
yeah, that's a 20. And then the 8 and the 7. Well, see, now you got the August 7th. And it just popped into my mind to say this. And it would go with anybody that's born around what they call that Lionsgate peak in time, which is supposed to be August the 8th every
Yes,
year.
yes,
So
yes.
people born close to that may notice they go through a lot of deep changes emotionally and mentally. I think this is the year for Doris to really put out into the universe what she desires to accomplish in
Can
her
you
life.
can you explain for those that may not be familiar with this lion gates that occurring? What does that mean? You don't have to go into a whole deep thing.
Yeah, what it usually means is all the way around the world, but it has a connection to the planet Sirius. So at ancient time with Akhenaten, Nefertiti, all of them, this is the time frame when they got in touch with what people are saying the mainstream, your galactic self, your higher consciousness self, your higher self. And so a lot of things can come into play for you. So it's almost like during the Lions body, you don't even have to be a Leo, but everybody could have some type of rebirth going on. So you got your birthday, hitting you up with some good things, and then you got the Lionsgate energy. You plant a seed during the Lionsgate energy, it actually brings you in touch with a lot of people. You get very clear on your purpose in life. Your purpose changes as you evolve. The more you get into who you are spiritually, metaphysically speaking, you start seeing some other things about yourself. So it's a great time to open up your heart, open up to your higher self, and tell the universe that you're ready. So you can start stepping out on a bigger level for yourself.
All right. We have a brand new mom, Lynn Lynn, that just had us. Her son was born just a couple of months ago on the 8th of March of 2023. First of all, congratulations, mommy. Okay.
She wants to know about the baby.
Yeah, her son's birthday. I'll tell you this. He's going to start dating older girls. So don't be
Yeah.
surprised, mommy. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
And I
Well,
just, I
people born on the numbers that add the 7 or 8 birthday numbers and the fours, they're the old souls. So
yeah. Yeah.
they're gonna say things that adults gonna go, where they get that from? But they remember. And this I think is gonna be a very potent year for the sun, because it's an 8, it's a Saturn kind of influence. Plus this universal year, their birth year is a 7. So that's an old soul quality that's going to affect them later in life. right now in this first 28 years, they should explore creativity. So if I was the mother, I would throw everything in their direction that dealt with music, poetry, theatrical things, photography, creative cooking. Think you got a chef on your hand, 5-star chef. I'm looking at, get them in the kitchen, teach them how to do a few things, and then let them loose. And the barbecues where you be like laying them out, cakes, pies, desserts, but also very, very bright. I'm hearing very, very bright. So it's going to be very good for you to put a lot of mentors in his life. A lot of mentors. He's going to need that because he's going to be coming forward with a lot of information that the teachers are not going to be able to handle.
That would make sense. That would make sense. And this is from Michael. He says, "Hi, Lord. I'm watching from South Africa. Thank you. It just shows the outreach of segments such as this." And Melanie Hall said hi to us as well. And okay, let's see. Let's go back to this one. And Brittany says she's in Australia and her birthday is July 19th
Okay.
of 1989. July.
Brittany, that the other young lady bought my numerology book, the Melanie Hall. I think she's getting it into a library in Australia. The
Right.
numerology book. So this is Brittany and 19th year. So we write it as 7/19, 1989. Well, 1989 adds up to
That's a 9. That's
yeah,
27.
universal 9. And that 19 means she should have a good attitude about life, have a carefree kind of attitude. That's very, very important. And, Lord, there's a lot of people coming in here with their destiny or life path numbers that are eights.
And notice this is an 8 destiny
This
too.
is the number 6 or 7th person with an 8 destiny. So you got that 8 destiny riding in there under the July Cancerian, then I feel that you're going to be really in touch with how you see things going on in life for yourself. And I'm hearing that Brittany should go into the field of teaching. Now, it could be formal education or informal education, but somehow step into it. And if she wants, she could work at becoming a life coach person, but not your average life coach, the one that actually has people change, because a lot of people going into it as a business, and that's fine. But if you haven't worked on the shadow parts of yourself while you're trying to teach other people, the shadow gonna come out.
Good. Now, it's interesting. I've had Nina Diamond, Aquarius Maximus, uh, Jazz Aphrodite on talking about shadow work. What is your definition of shadow work, if I may?
Shadow work is, I used to call it the lower self. That's the side that we need to work on. You see, and I see it out here a lot. Here in Albuquerque, there's a lot of people who are very powerful with what they're doing, but behind closed doors, there's somebody else. you
Interesting.
know
Interesting.
some people, and I saw it when I was on Long Island. Not to poo-poo or look down on anybody, but I ran across some people that were telling people who do this and this, and then you get to their home and they're totally knocked out by alcohol. They're angry with themselves. They got some other addictions and things going on in the closet. And so now we're in a time that if you don't work on that part of yourself, if you messed over somebody in your life, the universe, which is your higher self, is going to bring them to the forefront, and they're
You
going to
know,
be right there with you.
it's interesting because and I know that this is the year of the 7. And one of the things is 7 brings out secrets revealed, that things have been hidden beneath the surface start rising to the top.
Yeah. So the shadow self is work on parts of yourself where you have anger issues. Work on the parts of yourself where you've been needy, very needy. Work on the parts of yourself that you've been a person that's very greedy. Work on the parts of yourself that deals with low self-esteem. I did a podcast last week for my friends for Resident Essentials, and in that podcast I said There's a lot of people who are billionaires, but they're not happy. Look at the guy who was the dancer on um, Ellen DeGeneres' show, and then he checked out, making a lot of money, checked out, wasn't happy with himself. There are lots of people that make lots of money, not working on themselves, or they got issues that are so deep they feel totally lost. So if you're
Despite
not
all the
working,
money they're making and
it
despite
doesn't
all the
matter.
notoriety,
Yeah, but behind closed doors, they're doing something completely different. We're seeing that in the government right now.
you ain't lying about that one, buddy. This young lady here, she says she's born January the 12th, 88. There's that double number. And notice her the year she's born in a double eight, but her daughter is born on 8/8,
Yeah,
which
very
I think is
powerful.
interesting.
Now
Yeah.
that 8-8, that's considered the peak of the Lions Gate. They say it kicks off around
Yeah.
July 26th, July 27th. Some people I take it and ride it out like the whole month because I can see different energies going
You're talking
on.
about the whole month of August primarily?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So her daughter's born in 2019.
Yes. The year of the
Okay.
three.
Yeah, year to three. So her destiny number is a one. Okay. So she's really going to work on self identity, things of that nature. The mother's energy, birth year is 8. And then with the 13. So yeah, her mother's got a 3,
Yes,
if I'm a
exactly.
3. So it's
Exactly.
very, very unique. Now, with the mother's energy, this is how they're going to get along. The mother's angular destiny number is a 6, and the daughter is riding out with an 8. So 6 and 8 is 14, which is a 5. They have to make sure that their communication with each other is clear. So it's like one of those things where it's say what you mean, kind of thing. Don't say what you think the other person wants to hear.
And
Say
needless
what's
to
really
say,
in your heart. Yeah. And they will keep the slate very clean between themselves. But the daughter is a Leo 8. And
and
usually
eight
the
is a sign of Capricorn, which is her
yeah,
mother.
right. So they should be able to understand each other. The mother's initiator and the daughter is a fixed. So if the daughter thinks she's right, she will stand on it until she's proven otherwise. But she can. I also said she's very humble at the same time. So she's always listening.
Yeah.
She's listening to everything that her mother's going to tell her. Now, she may act like she's not listening, but that's a way of getting more information out.
And you know what's interesting is the mother is born on the 12th, and she had this particular daughter in 2019, which adds up to 12, which I
Right,
think is interesting. Okay, that shows you, and this is why a person's like those who do what we do, we see numbers kind of going all kind of ways. And I mean, it's we really are not making this up. It's like these are your numbers that you give us, and this is what we see. I want to thank Mandy very much for your donation. Mandy, thank you very, very much for that. Now this person, Stephen Butler, they would like a reading coming up for the year. They are born May 20th. Their birthday is coming up very, very soon. And notice
yeah.
the fives.
Whew, I tell you, double digits are a
Yeah,
rule of the planet today.
yeah. And
You
the year
know,
he born is in the year of the 20. So it's
yeah,
5 20
Stephanie.
20.
Yeah, yeah. This is that 20 birthday number 20. I think that's like a Plutarian kind of number. So Stephanie is here to transform herself, transform any people that come in touch with her. She could be a great healer on some level, and I just want to come across her her destiny number. Well, her destiny is a 9, and the nines are visionaries. They learn to become visionaries. So she has to use all of her keys, everything, and definitely step into the field of metaphysics. That's going to help her, like, really cut through a lot of static that could pop up. One of the things that she needs to pay attention to, she will enter a 5 personal year, and this is how I look at it in 2023. So it's all about communication, stay youthful, get a lot of energy going for herself, a lot of exercise, a lot of movement. But it's not like she has to be in competition with anybody. She's going to do what she needs to do for herself that makes her feel better about herself. And I know a lot of people born on May 20th, usually when they set their mind to something, they get it.
Okay, but you mean she's got to wait until the 20th before she enters her fire. You know what we're going to do? You and Jackie and Brandon and I, and we're going to ask for audience participation. I'm going to read them the way I've always known it, and y'all read it the way y'all are telling me. And we're going to get some feedback from the viewers about whether, and it's not a right or wrong. I
Yeah.
just want to go for understanding. See what I'm
Well,
saying?
well, the reason why I would say that is if you're born, if I'm born March 16th, 1952,
Yes.
the day that I came in on the planet, I didn't affect anything on in January or February. I don't
Okay.
have any
That part
knowledge because I'm a
makes sense.
baby
That
coming
part makes
in.
sense. But
You
the month and
see,
day, the year you're born tells me what your destiny was at that time, right? No?
at that time by your date of birth. So the
Yes.
day that you come in on, it starts then.
Okay, see, we're gonna save this for another time because I have to have the rest of the panel on so we can get this straight once and for all. And I have no problem saying, okay, but I'm just for so many years and decades I've done it this way, and people have always said that's true, that's true, that's true.
Well, you know why? Because each one of us that is doing this, the will of the universe, we are attracting to us people who comprehend what we are saying.
Okay.
So I will have thousands of people who are my clients that they'll sit there blank when you tell them that. It won't make any sense to them. But when I tell them the way that I tell them, and the thing about it, all information is correct. There's no wrong or information. It's all collectible information. So we are all attracting different people at different times that can comprehend that kind of work that we're doing.
Okay, okay. But I still got conversations later. But anyway, want to thank Outward Yapper for the donation, the super stickers. They got all kind of things going on, which I don't understand, but it's okay. Um, so let's see what we got here. This is Pamela Thompson. She says she's born wow, notice the Lionsgate coming up August the 7th of
Yeah.
59. And her notice the daughter's numbers are twisted. She's
Yeah,
born, the
backwards.
mother's born
Yeah.
8-7, and the daughter's born 7-8. So what
Hmm.
say you about Pamela
Well,
Thompson?
Pamela has that three destiny going on. Okay. And then her daughter is, yeah, the numbers are in reverse. I would say they're like a reflection to each other.
Yep,
They
yep.
basically can comprehend what the other one is going through. Okay, and that gives the daughter has a universal 5 birth year, and she's the one now that manifests a master number 11-2 destiny number. So, and that's very close to the mother having a 12. So they're almost experiencing the same kind of energies. The mother's just going to be a little bit more active. The daughter would be a little bit more internal. And since the daughter has the 7-8, she's got, now they both got the old soul numbers kicking through. So they definitely understand each other, been around each other, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, different roles being, mother and daughter, father and son, and so on and so forth. I'm also seeing like it's like my mother says they're like twins. They have a twinning kind of energy that's happening with them. So she probably understood her daughter right off the bat when she was conceived with her that this was going to be a different kind of baby that's going to be a little bit more like myself than anybody else in the family, and vice versa.
Okay. Can you stay a little longer if you don't mind?
Yes.
Okay, good. This one here is from T. McDonald, McDougal rather. Good evening. The guidance for it's interesting how people are calling in about their daughters and sons
Mm-hmm.
today, which is interesting. And the daughter is born 11/23/2003. Notice if you take out the zeros in the year she's born, that's a
Yeah.
23 also.
Yeah, and this year is a 2023.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
now this 23 is very strong because that's a, I always have seen it as a Leo kind of number, but it means that the daughter, she will learn how to thrive in life, trying to struggle. So she's going to observe everything that's going on around her. So if T McDougal, if you're doing business or you got somebody doing business, put your daughter around them. She gonna find a way to also do business and get things out there. But as I said that, I heard the word law. She might become a law professor, if not a judge or an attorney in her life, but she can step into that field also with corporate law going on. And yeah, her birth year is a 5. Wow. So she's powerful. So she also has a 3 destiny.
Hmm.
Exposure to the arts, creativity, music, things. She's a composer, very good with words. Now that 3 to the 23 angle of destiny is going to be a 28, which is a 6, excuse me, a 26, which is an 8. So got to make sure she's happy about herself. You know, can take on a lot of things from a lot of people, but be herself first and foremost. That's
Good.
going to be very important.
Now, this one here, they says this is from co-colors. What kind of information can she work with her family's personal year or all even numbers, which is interesting. Her mother is in a 4 person. He didn't give the birthdays, but evidently she
That's okay. Yeah, the mother's in a 4, the son's in an 8,
the daughter's in an
an
eight,
8,
and she's in a
it's in
six
a
personal
6.
year. Please explain.
So 4, 8, 8, and 6. Automatically myself, I would add that up. So 12 and 14. So
That's
overriding number that they're going to be working off is that 8 vibration.
26, which is
And
an eight.
so, yeah, so what they should be doing is actually working like a team, checking in with each other. One knows a little bit more about something else than the other person knows. Okay. Also, 6, a person in year 6 is family oriented, and she's asking a family oriented thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true. That's true.
yeah, the mother's going to be dealing with home life. That's still, dealing with family. The son and the daughter with the 8, so they're going to be dealing with things that, to me, that are revolving around not necessarily to say secrets, but there's some things that are going to be passed along to them that they might be able to pass along to others. And so, an example, if somebody's got a coin collection, keep it. Somebody's collecting stamps and foreign money, keep it. Somebody's investing in a certain portfolio no one else is doing in the world, keep it and pass it along to the family. Just
Well,
keep passing.
let me ask you this: with the families in all these even numbers, if there's anyone to clash, who would clash and who would it be with? If I may ask that question.
Okay, well, the clashing is gonna. I see it with the 4 and the 6.
Yep, yep.
It's gonna
Okay, good
clash
enough.
because
Good enough.
the
Okay.
4 will want to do what they want to do, and 6 says we need to work as a team. 4 said I understand that, but I gotta go over here right now.
They outvoted, and not me. Mommy's outvoted. Okay, the
Yeah,
mother.
mommy's gotta go do mommy's thing. Now, here's the other side though. That's the long run, but 4 can clash with an 8 sometimes too,
Yes,
because both of
yes,
them are power oriented numbers. 4 thinks outside the box, 8 thinks within the lines.
yeah, yeah.
Now,
They're more
now you got
conservative.
the two eights functioning with each other. They have to pay attention to what they're feeling, what's going on, but they got to learn how to stay grounded.
And it
And
means their children are doing some growing up because 5 represents a coming of age, so to speak. So both her
yeah,
daughter and her son at the same time will be doing some growing up. And I'm not just talking about just another age year, but in
hmm
terms of the mindset.
yeah, maturation. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be highly important. And the other side, eights with the 6, that could bring a little bit of friction too. But when it's on even numbers, it tells me it kind of goes a little easier, and it's not like hard friction. Is really just listen to what each other is saying and observe what each other is doing.
Okay. This person, Melanie Hall, she made a donation. Thank you so much, Melanie. I don't know whether I acknowledged it before.
No, it
And
just came up.
okay, I don't know what that's about. I'm going to leave that one alone for a minute. Okay, let me see something. Okay, this is Daddy's Girl Forever. Greetings, brother, from Long Island. Okay, just
Uh-oh.
celebrated 55th birthday yesterday, April the 30th, and they would like a reading.
Wow, wow. Yeah, just had the birthday, which was yesterday.
Yeah,
So 30 tells me that Daddy's Girl Forever is a deep rooted thinking person, knows what she wants to do, will apply herself accordingly, but never should be rushed into making any decisions. Okay, because she goes very deep. She's always thinking things over and over, making sure she has everything in place. You add those two numbers together, gives you 34, and then I'm going to add that to 1968. So I see that the destiny numbers are 22-4. So she's got to learn how to follow her dreams and materialize them at the same time.
all righty. Good, good. We're going to take a couple more, but before we do that, I want to let people know how they can get in touch with you, Brother Revels-Bey, because you're going to be. And by the way, while they're looking at this at the bottom of the screen of how to get in touch with you, can you explain what you have coming up? You already have something presently in the works now, which is the workshop. Now, what do you have
Yeah.
up the road coming up for the summer?
Well, this summer I have right now I haven't opened up the course on selenite because I've actually locked 6 people in, and it's like a beta course group. So I'm not going to add any more people to it. So I got to test through these 6 to see how it's going to go. But it's 11-week course teaching about selenite. And if anybody wants to know about selenite, if they go on Amazon.com, this is the book.
Hold on, hold on. Let me. In fact, I have. Let me see
I
something.
think you have it in there.
Yes, I do.
You know, if they
Can you
go
say that
there,
again because the banner was blocking it? Can you show that book again?
yeah, if they go to Amazon.com, that's the book. The Age of Remembrance, the Divine I Am Presence in Selenite. I've been working with Selenite since 1988. And what I've learned is um, how we get called the gemstones. Our body is actually calling us to get the gemstones that we need because we are carrying the trace mineral of it in our body. So selenite in our body is called selenium, Selenium. You can get it out of blueberries, I believe out of kale, out of spinach, and those people eat seafood will be in there too. And what it does is it allows the body to become more relaxed. It helps straighten out the spine a little bit. Yeah, there it is. You get this book. This is a picture of a big tabular selenite piece I have right here in my living room. And if you look very closely, the audience, there's a whole bunch of guardians in there. You know, there's a guardian that looks directly at you. He has a light eyebrow and a dark eyebrow. And he's looking, gazing in your direction. So
Interesting.
it shows the different things that I was able to do with, and I still do with it today. So that's the course. I can't let anybody else in because it's a beta course with only 6 people to get the kinks out. Okay, but the course that is coming up, that's a 6-week course. It'll kick in on a Thursday evening on July the 20th at 8 p.m. and it'll run for 6 weeks, 6 Thursday nights. And it's this book, Decree and It Shall Be, Speak as I Am. And in this book, in this course, in 6 weeks, you're going to learn how to write your own prayer. You're going to learn how to write an affirmative prayer. You're going to understand the difference between the two. You're also going to understand affirmations, how to write affirmations based on, when you do a meditation, because meditation is the foundation for everything. And then it's going to learn how to use decrees. And decrees are the affirmations just ramped up in a higher vibration. Uh, I say here, speak as I am. Right there, that's a decree because it's the I am statement. which is your God consciousness, higher energy coming through. And that, if you go to my website, you'll see what the course runs for, and you'll see that there's an early bird fee that's going to kick in for that course. So, and my website is www.circleofgrace1.us, and you go into the section that says classes and everything.
Okay, repeat all that information again, your phone number, contacts, and your Cash App, please.
Yes. If you email me, it's iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com. If you want to make a donation, or when you want to, sign up and pay for courses, you can use my Cash App, $Francis, capital E, capital R, EVELS, capital BEY. And so I teach not only do I teach in group format, I also teach one-on-one. So you can still get the training. Nonetheless, we just link up, and the classes are done over my Zoom platform. And when a person is paid in for the course or one-on-one session class or reading, they get the video copy. I don't, that way they can review things at their own pace, you see. And you
Good.
get a lot of additional free information at the end of the course.
We're going to take 3 more. This one is interesting to me. This is
Uh-huh.
almost like ancestral. She says, hello, my birthday is May 18th, 1993. Her great grandmother's birthday was also May 18th, 1932. Never met her. I
Wow.
think that's very interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have. Uh,
That means her great grandmother was no joke either. Okay.
yeah, my late mom passed on that day, May 18th,
Wow.
1981. So I'll say,
That's
hey, mom,
interesting.
you
My
brought
mother
some
passed
people
in
in here.
1981. My mother passed
Yeah.
in 1981 too. That's interesting.
hmm So it's 1993. You see
Yeah,
that 1993? That's a 4. So we know that's a
that's a master
master
number
number in
22.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her 518 produces a 23. So her life path number is a 9. So she's here like a visionary. And 9 means pull out all stops. Use every possible skill that you know about and start putting it into use. Now, I know for a lot of people, they might say, well, I don't know what I want to do. So start looking at what you don't want to do, put that aside, and start pulling out what you love to do. And if you pull out the things that you love to do, then you can build on it. Okay. So this is interesting. Now I don't now other people might say maybe it's her grandmother coming back, and being there. I don't know. But they do have something in common, to be born on those same 2 dates,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yep.
then the fact that they are what, 61 years apart.
Yeah.
So that's 6 plus 1 is 7. So there's something going on
I
there.
would say it's ancestral without question.
Yeah, to really start to tap in to see what was going on. And her angle of destiny is a 5. So yeah, she needs to explore the family tree very deeply. Because many times, like one of my cousins down south, he said, keep in mind, he says, you are the prayer of ancestors.
Wow, that's deep when you think
You are
about it.
everybody out here that's doing, from doesn't matter, business, art, sports, you name it. You are the prayer of those ancestors that came here, because they weren't able to do that. So they put the prayer out that their lineage at some point comes forward with these gifts and display them.
Now all we need to do is just stay focused so we don't disappoint them in their prayer.
Yes, yeah.
Okay?
And really get into who you want to be in this lifetime. So my Tai, that Tai, that's like of Tai Chi. That
I
means
was thinking of the same
yeah,
thing.
Tai means the grand ultimate, the utmost, the most powerful, the infinite. And so this person may want to bring out the highest version of herself onto the planet, you know. And the way to get to it is by meditation. And here's another way I have a mirror technique. Stand in front of the mirror, see yourself, and treat your reflection as your higher self. And then say, you know what, my Tai, you are really good at composing music. And you're gonna go like, where did I
That's like
get that
speaking to
from?
your soul.
Yeah. And you do it enough times, you will feel the breakthrough. And I would say within about 30 days or less, you keep saying that. Keep saying that. She's gonna come out and say, my Tai, guess what? I just had this beautiful idea that you need to go about doing. And she'll say, I thought about that. I'm gonna stop by that theater group and see what's cooking over there. And then walk in there and walk into a treasure.
I like that. I like that. That's why you're on this show. And we got two more to go. And this is one. And Stephen E., thank you for the donation. Born 11/17/76.
Wow, 11/17. Well, you know what? People who are born on the number 17, I would say just about anywhere in the 12 months, you go through a lot of difficulties in your life, and usually somewhere between 35 and 36. If you stick with the things you want to do, you'll have a breakthrough. And then you'll have less challenges, but the challenges come in a different way because you're carrying a lot of wisdom. So the 17 is sort of like in the tarot, it's the star card. And the star card means your prayers get answered. That means you're the one that's knocking on heaven's door repeatedly until you get an answer. Usually you're going to receive an answer. And that 17 is an 8. You're very good with numbers too, but all kind of numbers, from not only the metaphysical right down to a CPA, right down to a chemist. You really should study all kind of numbers, math, all levels of math. I'm hearing. I'm also feeling that this person right here is almost on the level of being an alchemist. So
Now,
they're
for
gonna
those who may not understand that term, what do you mean when you say alchemist?
well, alchemist is in the old time, an alchemist changed lead into gold.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
metaphysical alchemist changes what they think they can't do into what they can do.
Exactly. Okay.
So they will be able to change their life. You know, we always talk about when people get together, they got a good chemistry, right?
Yeah.
And then some people don't have a good chemistry. It means your energies doesn't mix. But there's something about Stephen E that needs to step in and figure out what he wants to do right now. He might be already doing something now, but he got a bigger calling coming up. A bigger calling coming to him. Now he's born 1976. That's 76 is a 13, but that's a 4, so his birth year is a 5. It's all about making changes. Okay. So he also has a 6 life path destiny number, but he's here to make a difference in the world. And I
Oh,
just want to say one last thing. Speak. Speak, Stefan, in front of an audience, please.
okay. Now, this is why people need to call you. Okay. We're going to get this last one. There's also a donation. And I think H Town 11 gentlemen, they're born. And this person is 1 month before Stephen E. Stephen E was born November 17th. And
Right.
this person is born October 17th.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And got the birth too. So now they have the life path number of a 4. You know, that's just a root digit. They could be carrying a 31 for all I know if I work it out. But that
Mhm.
17 being in that month, 10, 17, that's a 9. So when they hit their birthday this year, they'll be in a 7 personal year. They're on a quest to find who they are. And they've been working at it for some time. And they're about to have a breakthrough. This person right here is getting ready to have a breakthrough. And it's interesting, they chose H Town 11, right? That's a
Yeah.
master number.
Yeah. 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 I was looking at that. I
But
was
the
looking
letter
at
H
that.
has got a hidden master number. Take that bar out the middle and there's 11.
Yeah, see, people think we be stretching it, but they don't understand. As long as we've been doing this, numbers talk to us in all kinds of ways, shapes,
Yeah.
forms, and symbols.
Yeah. And they have a great life ahead of them. Um really don't stress yourself. Don't I'm hearing something about you worry a little too much. Don't, like learn to relax. Watch some comedies. Come home from work and just turn on stuff to just make you laugh. And then get the work done.
Now, for those, Francis, this is how they can get in touch with you. And I'm going to, so y'all get a pen or get your cell phone, take a screenshot or whatever. Francis E. Revels-Bey, a longtime friend that we've been knowing for decades, a numerologist, author, creative path work, and a fine human being. I hear and bear witness on that. His site is circleofgrace1.us. His contact number is 505-220-2583. His email is iam.circleofgrace1 @gmail.com. And of course, please, like myself, like Francis and all the others, the Jackies and the Simons and the Brandons and all this come before. All of us have stepped out here to be of service to humanity. So please make sure you listen. It's nice to send me a donation, but y'all got to send my guests that kind of love too, please. Okay. I don't care.
And if anybody, you still don't, I know I have a lot of things on my website there. I put it up there that way. So go throughout the website, see a lot of things that are going on. I do once or twice a month as well. Don't cost you anything.
Good.
You know.
Now, Brother Revels-Bey, if you can hold on a second, I just want to make an announcement, and then I'm going to have you back to end what you might want to say for the segment. All righty. So everybody, this is, I always like when Revels-Bey is on because it's like really, really awesome. And I forgot to tell you, my bad, okay, that today's show has been featured by the STS, the Circle of the Traveling Spread. And go to their website, stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com, regarding the upcoming event in the summer in New Orleans between August the 20th through, August the 17th through August the 20th. All right. So please make sure, take note, there's going to be Aquarius Maximus, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, King Simon, and I. And we want you to join us. And speaking of that, I don't think this sister has too many books left. Now, you're going to fool around, wait to the last minute. But this is a book you need to have in your metaphysical arsenal of knowledge, okay? So please, got to book me. I got 3 of them. One for my daughter, 2 for me, believe it or not, only because her mother wrapped is so cool. I didn't want to open it. But her mother, Lorraine, Cynthia, is just an absolute angel. And my buddy, of course, King Simon, we communicate very often. We had a very great talk this morning regarding the upcoming event that's taking place here. So this is King Simon. And don't forget, this is the book that you should get. There are not too many left. Now, although I have a April newsletter, May is actually out. It will be, if it's not in your mailbox today, it will be out tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest, but May is coming soon. All righty. Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about this. I've been getting some responses. I'm going to clear the air. Yes, there are bugs and anything that first comes out. I remember when Windows came out, there was a whole lot of bugs up in that piece. Now, decades later, but ours ain't going to take decades later, but now it has gotten to the way it is. But I'm going to talk about it, how to use it, how it works, and I'm going to set up a special email that if you got any queries or feedbacks, address it right there. One person said that they had a concern, tried to reach the team. That's probably me because I get so swamped with things. But I'm now, based upon that one response, I'm going to centralize where any inquiry you got about this forthcoming app and how great it's going to be, because it's great now and even coming out the barn. So all of them, even iPhone, as long as it's been, send you a regular update, and this will be updated too. But I'm going to break this down in detail on Wednesday for those inquiring minds that want to know. So we will clear the air, and I will have a central location. So any comments, suggestions, recommendations, whatever, we'll go to that site. Now I have somebody answer you. So we will demystify that. And before I go, again, I need to thank this is an amethyst, And these are stone, these are all precious stone. And all of this is wrapped in copper. I don't know how this man did this. And this thing is heavy too, but it's really, really beautiful. So I promise my buddy Ricardo Bentham out of Queens, who made me and his wife Jennifer the goddaughter, the godfather of his daughters, Sarah and Selah. And so anyway, I want to thank him very, very much for this. This is unique. I will treasure this all of my life. It's got all these crystals and it's just nice. It's just nice. I'm very blessed. So anyway, and I'm also very blessed to be with my good friend, Brother Revels-Bey. Revels-Bey, it's
Yes,
on
sir.
you to let people, anything you want to say. Hold up, let me put up your banner. So anybody got some questions, they can go to it. Yes.
Yeah, if you want, just email me and I will send you all the links of that Decree and It Shall Be course. That's going to be a 6 week course, and the cost of it when you start to make the payments for it. And because I don't take the monies too far in advance, you see, so I like to have a certain time frame when the door opens for that. So if you email me and say, hey, could you send me some information about the Decree and It Shall Be course that's going to be taught starting on Thursday, July 20th, and running through August to set all the details and how you can make the payments and how you should go about getting the book. Sometimes some people can't get the book right away. I tell them not to worry about it. The way the course is written, there'll be a lot of things that'll be referenced to the book as if you had the book right in front of you. So, you'll be well taken care of. And of course, anybody that pays into any of my courses, each class within the course is recorded live. So, right after it's over, I make sure that everybody in that class gets the video.
Brother Revels-Bey, you are the absolute best, and I value our long decades of relationship. It's been amazing, and it shows you why my parents would say you got to be nice to people. You never know, and this is a perfect example of 40 something years. We still
Oh
have an
man.
exceptional relationship when we first met, and
You
it
know,
will
we
continue
we
to be.
met each other when there was snowstorms, and I would get up and say, "Oh no, it's snowing outside," but I'd go, "No, I'm going."
Yeah, we handle our business. We handle our
And by the
business.
time I got up in Harlem, the sun was out bright, the snow was melted. It
Yeah.
didn't matter how cold it was. I go in there, take my seat. Here comes Lloyd. They're coming in.
Well, we
So
really did. We did serious because don't forget, you came all the way from Long Island.
yeah,
And, so, and the snowstorm in New York at that time was no joke, but it just goes to show. And these are lost arts that needs to be restored. So we're not at
yeah.
each other's throat, but be supportive of one another because we're all in the same boat. And I think it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. Okay.
Yeah, but we're out here teaching people could know that they'll be okay. And been telling people explore more than one system after a while because you got to find the one that works for you.
Yep,
I
that's
mean, we can
exactly
teach
right.
them all. I can teach a person all day long what I'm doing, but I want you to realize. And as I told the people in the very opening statements of this course, I said, what you're going to find out is that you already know something about numerology because somewhere down the line, something's going to turn on a light switch, and you're going to remember, wow, I really do know this. I already do have this information, and then you just really start absorbing more and more information. And you're going to find some things that are going to help you out along the way.
Yeah, yeah. Rose-Bay, love you very much, man. You take good care of yourself, all right? Until we see each other again, when I have the panel of four, because we're gonna clear the air about this personal year thing, all right?
Me and BJ gonna huddle together. I'm just teasing,
So,
but
Brandon
I
is my buddy.
enjoy,
Huh?
one of the things that I'll get off is there's no way in the world, and actors say this, there's no way in the world they could have planned this. When we met, we had no idea that we would still be around,
Not a clue. Not a clue in the world. 40
radio
some years
shows,
later.
doing things, and connecting and running into other people. I ran into somebody the other day and they asked about you. And I said, well, how did you hear Lloyd? She says, I heard you from the first time you were a guest on Lloyd's show. I
That's in
said,
1981.
yeah, 1981, first guest.
Yes, it was.
So
And
people
when I left
remember
in 2001, you were my last guest.
last guest. So
Yeah.
this stuff is some things that it's time. It's coming back. We're all going to be able to use it. We're going to help each other out, and people worldwide now are understanding it. You know,
You know,
and
the
they'll
fact
be
that
able
we
to
got
help other
somebody
people.
from South Africa and Australia and other parts of the world shows that the outreach is there. And all we're here to do is help one another. And with that, Revels-Bey, I need to thank you very, very much. Okay. But this, make note of his information, screenshot it, take a camera, whatever you got to do, write it down, get his phone number. But more importantly, support him in his work. As you see, we've been out here more than a New York minute. Okay. So definitely show this brother some love. And for those of you who did the likes, thank you. For the donations, even more so. But those who donate should put those who can't, who don't want to put their finger on the like, they should, that you should be embarrassed that you can't put your finger on the like button. Y'all should double and triple the likes versus the donations, but it is greatly appreciated. But I want you to do the same to my good colleague and longtime friend, Brother Revels-Bey. Revels-Bey, love you, man. You have a great day. All
You all
righty.
too.
All
Enjoy
righty.
your life.
So, everybody, I want to thank you. This is a good show. And don't forget, this is his email at the bottom. And we will be back on Wednesday. I'm going to be talking about, let me see again. Let me get this straight for this. Hold on. This is a labor of love that I've been working on for 2 years, and it is at this point. Of course, all things have to be worked out, but I'm going to demonstrate how it works in screenshots and whatnot, and then all I do is get your feedback, and I'm going to set up a special link so anybody that's got inquiries or whatever they have, they can go to a central place, because right now I'm kind of all over the place. So if people have reached out to me and I haven't gotten back to you, my bad. I'll take the full weight on that. But I'm going to make sure that this is straight moving forward. But in the meantime, though, I do want to thank all of you very, very much. Let me get this off. I want to thank you very much and thank my good buddy, Brother F. Revels-Bey, who is the best. And y'all take good care. Have a nice day. And I will see you on Wednesday.